Good evening, beautiful souls. I'm Ashlyn. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. This video is a lot different than my normal vlogs, hauls, skincare, but it is just as important. I wanted to create a series that dives deeper into my feelings or thoughts, or things that are going on within my life that I think will be beneficial, not only for me to look back on, but also possibly help you guys. I know I have been very vulnerable in my vlogs with what I'm going through, and such is life. Life literally just be lifing. But some of those topics are very close to me, and I want to dive deeper, do my research, and talk to you guys more about different topics. Since I'm not an expert, but I do like talking, talking things out. I think it's very beneficial to me in order to, visually see it, i.e. creating these videos, writing it out, journaling, talking about different topics with family, with friends, and then obviously, like I said, creating these videos that's good to look back on and also help whoever timeline it comes across. I am very big on self-work, changing habits that are no longer serving you, and being the best version of myself, not only for me, but I do have two kids, and I want them to know that it's okay to feel your feelings, it's okay to express them, but if you're not liking something, what are you going to do to change it? Trust me, it's not easy. It's something that you have to work at daily, and you do have your off days. It's okay to have your off day, but don't let it consume you. I know it's very much easier said than done, but that's what this series is here for. It's here to talk about different things, voice different topics, and then not only talk about it, but verbalize different actions or habits that would in turn be able to help you navigate not only through life, but different situations that you may be feeling. I hope all of this makes sense. This is, like I said, my first video, and I'm already rambling. Hi, I'm Ashlyn, and I self-sabotage. Like you guessed it, the first topic of my new series that I'm bringing to this channel is on self-sabotage. First and foremost, we will talk about what self-sabotaging is, different habits that we could use, because I'm included in this as well, to change that negative mindset that we have of ourselves that is literally stopping you from reaching your full potential. So let's jump right in. What is self-sabotaging? I actually have my definition of what I think self-sabotaging is, and I want to say it verbatim, that way it resonates with whoever is listening. And again, for me to reiterate it to myself, that it's a behavior that I myself have to change. So according to me, self-sabotage can be defined as unconsciously engaging in behaviors that hinder our own success or well-being. You are unconsciously shooting yourself in the foot, stopping yourself from reaching your fullest potential. You rather talk yourself out of everything. In other words, you hinder yourself from reaching your fullest potential because you somewhat fear or somewhat think you are undeserving of certain aspects of your life. We all know someone who actively or passively self-sabotage in their daily lives. Self-sabotage can manifest in many different aspects of your life, whether it's career, relationships, personal goals, or even health. And I have pinpoint or came up with a few pointers, 4 to be exact, that I really want to touch on today that I think are the reasons why we self-sabotage. Have you ever sabotaged yourself in a relationship out of fear of being hurt or believing that you are undeserving of love? Have you ever not gone for the job promotion or a project at work because you had fear that you were going to fail or fear that you were going to succeed? Because success does come with its own, challenges. Are just some examples of what self-sabotage might look like in your life. The real reason or the question that we should think about is why. This way of thinking doesn't seem great or doesn't seem fulfilling. A lot of it has to do with the way we think from unconscious or conditioning. Now, I want you to think back to your younger self, how you were raised, how you were talked to. I want you to dig deep and envision where this type of thinking came from. It is said that our early experiences, societal expectations, and negative self-talk shape our behaviors without us even noticing. But do you know what can save us? Being self-aware. That is our secret weapon, figuring this self-sabotaging out. So there are a few factors that I want us to talk about and to dig deep and recognize our self-sabotaging tendencies. So the first one is fear. Fear of failure. I'm not going to be good in this new position. I'm not going to be a good mom. I'm not going to be great in a relationship. I am just going to everything up, right? But it also comes with fear of succeeding, because when you succeed, it brings on a whole new set of challenges. It's not only succeeding at, for instance, getting, the big account at work. It also comes with, now I hope I can actually do the work. Fear for someone with a self-sabotaging mindset, we literally talk ourselves out of what we want because we think we don't deserve it or because we think we will fail at it. The second one, I think goes again with fear, is being in a comfort zone. Why move if everything for me is working, right? But that doesn't expand your mindset. It doesn't, open new doors to different things to happen, to be great in your life, because you are literally setting yourself back or sitting back and leaving the world, pass you by. I want you to think of how awesome it will be if you actually do it and it succeeds. And even if you do it and it doesn't succeed, everything in life is a lesson, is a learning curve, is you going after what you want, whether you're failing or you succeed. But how would you know if you're going to succeed or fail if you are stuck in your comfort zone? So now this one I struggle with the most, and that is my inner voice. It goes hand in hand, I think, with the last two, but this one comes more, well, in my case, it comes more with comparison. And I think I touched on this in a vlog. It's not so much comparison of I want that person's particular life, or it comes more with, at this age, should I be in this position or should I be, somewhere else, whether it's in a different direction, whether it's higher, in the career aspect of life. I think society has put this, or put us in an umbrella that our life should look a certain way. And it's very hard not to compare yourself when your life does not look that way. It can be very daunting when your life isn't picture perfect. On social media, they create, like it's a 15-second glimpse into someone's life. You have to really look within and work towards, this is literally a 15-second glimpse into someone's life. It can be edited, it could be coerced into looking a certain way, but it can't be that far off, whereas it's not obtainable. So yeah, inner voice is a very big part of my self-sabotaging journey. But what I can say is that it is the most fixable one. I'm not sure if fixable is the right word, but you literally can change your mindset, which I think in turn change your inner voice. So changing from having a negative mindset to a positive, affirming mindset can go a long way into changing literally your voice within. Lastly, the last one I want to touch on is knowing your self-worth. That one I think goes a long way, but it could kind of be looked at as a double-edged sword. You can really diminish your self-worth by the way you talk to yourself, the way people talk to you, the naysayers, and thinking that, or talking you out of doing certain things, I think really can go such a long way. But on the other end of that sword, speaking highly of yourself to yourself, I think can go an even further way, and you knowing your self-worth and knowing that you are worthy and being aware of your self-work. So let me try to put this all in perspective for you. Our 4 topics that we talked on was fear, comfort zone, inner voice, and self-worth. I think when we can get a handle on all 4 of those, we can completely change the way we think of ourselves, which in turn changes our self-sabotaging tendencies. So knowing yourself, digging deep within ourselves, you remember that word that I used in the beginning, being self-aware of your surroundings, your inner thoughts, and what you want out of life, I think goes much deeper into breaking the cycle of self-sabotaging. We have to destroy these patterns in order to live our life for ourselves to our fullest potential. So our next part of this being aware of our self-sabotaging journey is, how do we get out of self-sabotage? I'm going to put right here on the screen that we have to be an assertive person. Let me say that again. We have to be an assertive person. I'm not saying an aggressive person. I'm saying be an assertive person. We have to have a strong sense of self. We have to do the inner work in order to recognize that we are self-sabotaging. We can't be afraid of conflict, whether that is, you know, the way we communicate in a relationship, the way we communicate at a job, the way we communicate with ourselves. We cannot be afraid of conflict, because I think conflict is what brings out everything within us, whether it's negative, whether it's positive, but it truly brings out into the forefront the things that we have to deal with. We have to also work towards who we want to be, love ourselves in every aspect, and recognize that we cannot live to satisfy other people. We have to be wholeheartedly true to ourselves, set boundaries, and make sure that the work that we're doing is from within with a positive mindset. Stick to the plan a lot better when you set realistic goals. It could be small, because I think small realistic goals really putting in the inner work to change the self-sabotaging mindset. So whether it's journaling every morning, meditating, whether it's going for a run, whatever it is to get your mind clear or to create positive thoughts within your mind, I think sets the tone for the way you talk to yourself throughout the day. Affirmations, writing on, you know, your mirror, whatever it is to get that positive mindset clicking, working, whatever it is that has to be done, I think helps in the overall change. I want you to also remember that failing is also part of the journey. I think that comes with, you know, wanting to be perfect. Failing, I think, is what molds you into knowing what does and does not work in your life. And that doesn't just go for self-sabotaging, that goes for anything, you know. I think people get caught up in, again, self-sabotaging, really convincing themselves that they're gonna fail, so then they just don't do it. You know, I'm gonna fail at that anyway, so I'm just not gonna do it. They get so comfortable being in their comfort zone that anything new not only scares them, fear, but also the mindset of failure is greatly overpowering them to the point that they don't want to do anything else but cruise. Last words are, I want us, because I want to always make it clear that what I'm talking about is something that I am currently going through, or something that I have implemented different habits in order to overcome. But I am always speaking from experiences that I went through, because I cannot speak on experiences that I have not gone through, right? So, but I want you to, or I want us to make sure that we do our homework and self-work. No one else can change your mindset, no matter how many books you read, how many conversations you've had, if you don't want to do the self-work. I think sitting with yourself, being true to yourself, true to your limits, knowing your limits and knowing what you can or what you want to do, helps you, like I said, achieve those small goals, will then in turn help you reach your bigger goals. I don't want you to go to sleep tonight, because I've done this before, saying tomorrow I'm going to change, tomorrow I'm going to be, not doubting myself. It is literally, in my experience, going to fail every single time, because motivation does not override discipline. When you have no motivation, since like I said before, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm going to not have this self-sabotaging mindset, but I haven't done the work. I haven't done the necessary work in order to change my mindset. So the affirming words, I think, for instance, has to be done on a daily basis, and that's a small step in order to reach the bigger goal, which is having your mindset completely changed from negative to positive. So I can't just wake up and be like, today I'm gonna stop self-sabotaging, and that's it. I'm gonna wake up and say, today's the day that I do the necessary steps into changing my mindset to not be a self-sabotaging mindset. I hope that makes sense. I hope you got something out of this video. I hope that you leave me comments, whether good or bad, because feedback is part of the journey. And I hope that you guys do the necessary work in order to change your mindset. That is all for me in my first series. Oh, before I forget, I don't have a title for this series. I think in my previous vlog I mentioned that I wanted to do these type of series and call it My Truth, but it is what I am going through, and it is me being truthful to, you know, the journey that I am on. But I think it's very selfish of me to call it My Truth when I know so much other people are going through it. So I have 4 possible titles for this series. So I'm going to put each of them up as I say them, and I want you to comment down below which ones you think, or which one you think will be most fitting. Like I said, these series are going to be on vulnerability, on self-work, on you know, anything that I am going through that I think will be, you know, beneficial to share. I think the next one I'm thinking on recording is on your soul's purpose. So anything that I think will bring me closer to being myself, or closer to being the best version of myself that I can be, I will share with you guys. So again, I'm rambling. The 4 that I'm thinking on are Conversations with Self, The Authentic Hour, Mindful Musings, Mindful Moments. Let me know below which one you think is best for this series, and I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in and watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.